This is Zelda from TNZ RV Life, and I was sitting here thinking about my keto journey while I was doing my hair, and I figured, well, why not do both at the same time? I'm just retwisting my hair because I'm not ready to wash it, so I'm just retwisting it. But what I was thinking is, so far I've lost 10.4 pounds on keto, and what seems to be doing well for me is intermittent fasting. And right now I don't have a specific time frame other than when I finish my meal in the evening, I don't want to eat anything else, but I find that after dinner, which is anywhere between 5 and 6:30, 7 o'clock, I have my meal and I don't eat anything after that. I'm drinking liquids, and I've been adding either like a flavored water or just plain water. If I feel like I'm getting, if I want to fast a little bit longer, I add salt to my water, pink salt, and let me see, I'm not sure if I added my oil. Let me put some oil down here. I will add a little salt to my water, and I don't eat as soon as I get up. There is a process that your body goes through the longer you fast, autophagy, kind of cleaning up the cells and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into that right now because that's just not my area that I want to go into. So it helps to get off the fat. The more you have to lose, the more you have to work at it. Keto, it is, sometimes it feels very simple, and it is for me right now because I've had experience with it. But you do have to work at getting off pounds, stubborn pounds. Right now they're coming off just steadily. I did not weigh myself today because last night I had a rough night and I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep very much. So I ended up just going to bed around 5 in the morning, and then Amaya came in about 8, and I was up, but I didn't have a restful night. I weigh when I have slept. Let me see, not that one yet. When I have had a good, restful sleep. Actually, I won't do that one. Then I weigh. I wait for a few hours, or 2 to 3 hours before I have coffee. I try to anyway. The longest I've gone was maybe 3 hours after being up. But most of the time I will have my coffee, and I have been having it black with allulose. So that I don't believe it breaks my fast because it's just black coffee, and allulose is a sweetener, but it does not get absorbed in your bloodstream, or it doesn't affect your insulin levels at all. So I use that until I'm ready to eat, and then I will prepare a meal. A friend of mine on YouTube, a very good friend that I've known for a long time here, since I started way back when, asked me to show what I eat in a day. And what I'm going to do, I want to do a video completely on that, but what I will do at the end, and it might be meals that you have seen, but I'll just explain how I eat them. I will prepare a meal, my main lunch meal, and then for evening, if I'm not that hungry, I will get me a keto bar. Now, I had bariatric surgery 14 years ago, maybe, but I eat like a person who has not had bariatric surgery since, except for when I'm doing keto. I don't get that hungry. I get satisfied, and I stop when I'm satisfied. And learning when to stop is also key. You have to know when to stop eating, not overeat. Tony, he made a fried pork steak, and he ate that along with some other things, and he said, "Oh, I'm just stuffed," and he just didn't stop eating because he said it was really good, and I'm sure it was. It looked great, but it was just he got too stuffed. If you get too stuffed, it's not good for you. Actually, which way? I don't know which way I was going. Let's try this way. Yeah, here we go. You want to eat when you're hungry, stop when you're satisfied. And when you're intermittent fasting, not the periods when you're not eating, because I try not to snack at all. I was a big time snacker, but now I eat a big enough breakfast, and I make sure it has enough fat in the meal that I'm not hungry until I eat later. And then in the evening, I try to make sure whatever I eat has a decent amount of fat in the meal so that it will keep me until the morning. If I go to sleep and I'm not hungry, I usually wake up not hungry, and I can go for a few hours. So that means I can go from about 6 or 7 o'clock at night when I finish my meal until 11 o'clock the next day. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 16 hours that I go without eating. Now, I will have me a coffee late at night because I like my coffee or my tea. And I did that one. I'll have coffee. I'll have tea. I'll have apple cider vinegar heated up. I like to have that with allulose. Maya's back there. I'll have that with allulose, or actually just allulose with the tea. And if it's coffee, I'll have that with cream and allulose. And so that, I don't count that as breaking my fast. When I check my blood sugars, they are within the normal, like less than 99, maybe around 99, 97 is what it's been running in the evening. And my ketones are running about 2.0. So I'm still burning fat, which is what you want to be doing. And if you notice that you are hungry or you're craving something, that probably means you still have too many carbs in your meal. I have me a salad for breakfast. I like chewing the salad, but it's not really breakfast. I don't call it breakfast. I call it my brunch or lunch because it's 11 o'clock or later. And that works for me. Now, if you are one that you're working, you may want to have a nice large breakfast. If you're going in and you won't have an opportunity to eat later, have your breakfast, and then the next meal, make it something where it's smaller. It's not so large, and get some time in between there, some 4 hours maybe at least, and then have your lunch, and then have just a very small snack in the evening. Or you might be able to just skip dinner. So, if you can skip dinner, then you can fast longer, and that way when you wake up, you don't have to eat right away. Or if you can take your lunch, if you're not hungry in the morning, and you can take your lunch with you and eat it later, that would be great. Maybe you might be able to start a keto lunch day. When I was doing keto the last time, I was working in hospice, and there was a bunch of us on keto, and we would just kind of share the meals that we had planned for the day. And when I did keto last time, I said, I don't intermittent fast. I just eat when I'm hungry and I stop when I'm satisfied. Well, that stopping when I was satisfied was hours later. So it was still intermittent fasting. But I think the key to keto, low carb, high fat, moderate amount of protein, is the intermittent fasting, because that's where I see that I'm losing more of the weight. I know the last time I did keto, I lost steadily, but there were days I was up, down, up, down, up, down. Only maybe like a tenth of a pound. But right now I'm steadily on a downtrend. And I believe it's because I'm being very strict with my carb count. I updated my FitnessPal, and I went back to premium so that I can count net carbs. And that was something else I did not do before. I counted total carbs. Now, I still count total carbs, but I like to see net carbs in my FitnessPal. And that way I can see how many grams of carbohydrates I eat in a day. The reason why I said I like the net carbs is because I can't stand seeing when I'm in a negative on my FitnessPal with carbs. And it's usually because they do not subtract allulose on there. If you have like the keto granola bars, if you see those, it has allulose in it. And some of them have like 7 to 8 grams of allulose in the nutritional information section, and that would be subtracted from the total amount of carbohydrates to get you the net carbs, because it does not affect my blood sugar whatsoever, and I'm very pleased with that. Anything with net carbs that looks like it's a higher count of carbohydrates, I always check to make sure. And if my blood sugar stays fine, that's great. Even with my vegetables, I did the same thing. I checked to see if my excuse me, give me some drink. To see if my glucose was climbing at all when I ate the vegetables. That fiber doesn't affect my blood sugar. And there's such a small amount that it really doesn't do anything. So that's why you always check, and it's great to have a meter. I'm going to do another video to show you my meter and which one I have. Actually, I have it right here. It's a Rely On. I got it from Walmart, and it works wonderful. The strips are a little pricey, and that's how they get you. The meter doesn't cost hardly anything, but the strips are a little bit. I just keep some extra in the RV here in my home so that I never run out. I never want to run out of them. And the same thing with the KetoSense ketone meter. Now, there's another meter out there, Mojo, or Moto maybe? I'm not sure. It will do both your blood glucose and your ketone levels, so you don't have to have a different meter. That's nice, but what I like about having two separate meters is, one, I think the price it may be a couple of dollars cheaper, but KetoSense, they send you, you get individually wrapped lancets, or not lancets, testing strips. And what's good about that, the strips go bad. They will expire after a certain amount of time. Now, if you test every day, that probably wouldn't be a problem. But if you don't test every day and you may save them for a few months down the road, you may run into that issue. But I can't see that happening with me. So, getting long here. Let's see, one more over here. I'll just hold that over there like that. Oops. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else that I could tell you. I can't think of any. I don't know why I put this in my hand first. I like to open up the hair, the twist first. See, I eat. I'll tell you how I ate. I am using MyFitnessPal. If you're not tracking your meals and you're finding that you're not losing enough, start writing down everything that you eat. Everything. What you eat, what you drink. Even if you think, oh, okay, well, I only took one bite of that. It's not going to make a difference. It can. Also, if you don't have a scale to weigh out your food, you definitely need one. And I know some people say, oh, you don't need it because you don't really have to weigh out things. Yes, there's the school of thought. I mean, people will say, no, you don't have to weigh it. Just as long as it's not carbs, you can eat it. No. I like to weigh out everything what I eat, because then I know, okay, if I have a day when I am not losing as fast, or I think I should have lost and I didn't, I can go back to my meter. I can go back to my journal, which is in my Fitness Pal for me, and see what I ate. And that is extremely helpful, because then you can tell, okay, oh, well, I had maybe too many pecans and that threw it off. Yes, you can have nuts on keto. And sometimes nuts do not affect people, and sometimes cheese. You can have cheese, but sometimes you would think that would not affect you. But if your weight is not dropping, it could be you're having too many nuts or too much cheese, and that is affecting your weight. I know. Oh, hold on. Okay. I know I have, on keto this time, ate less cheese, less nuts, and noticed my weight loss is quicker, faster. Now, the intermittent fasting, I do not get hungry. I look at the amount of food that I eat and the amount of calories I take in. I have on my Fitness Pal for 1,500 calories. It was 1,600, and I never made it to 1,600. I just couldn't eat that much. So, I would go, and if I had an excess of a few hundred calories, I didn't worry about it. I didn't try to eat lightly or eat less. I ate until I was satisfied, and then I stopped. But you do want to make sure you're eating enough calories. You don't want to have just like my salad. I put oil and vinegar on it. I was using recently the Primal Kitchen steak sauce, because it does have like balsamic vinegar in it. And I think they do have a balsamic vinaigrette dressing. But I like steak sauce, and so I put that on my salad along with the oil, still the oil. I sent Tony out to get me some feta cheese, and he was like, "What? What is feta cheese? What?" And that was funny. He didn't know what it was. He said, "I found it. I had to go all through the store and look for that stuff. Couldn't find it." He says, "What do you do with this?" I said, "You eat it." But I'm going to put it on my salad, and I like the saltiness of it. I'm kind of sensitive to salt, even though I need it. I need it because when you eat less, you actually take in less salt, and you don't realize that you need that salt. But I like the taste of it. So I think, yeah, that is, oops, I almost got a knot there. No knots. I think that's it. So I really hope, if you have any questions, please leave them at the bottom, down at the bottom there. I would love to try to answer as much as I can. I use, like I said, Dr. Berg. I like his channel, and I also like Dr. Ekberg. Very similar. And He talks just about intermittent fasting. They both really encourage intermittent fasting to help you lose weight, because the more you need to lose, sometimes it took a while to get it on. It's going to take some effort to get it off. So that's what you do. And we're all done. Yay. Okay, so you guys, I am going to make a video on what I eat in a day. I'll show you a couple of meals here at the end on what I eat and what I've ate, or what I eat for different meals, and then I will do a video on what I eat in a day, just to kind of share with you, to give you some other ideas. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks for staying with me while I do my hair. Now it's time to tie it up and let it dry. Bye, guys. Hey, now look at that nice piece of salmon grilled on each side, and my nice salad, and my holy guacamole. Yeah. Okay, the next few pictures that you'll see here will be meals that I have. And what's important for you to know is the size plate I use for me, that works for me, is this 8-inch spaghetti bowl. It's a little bit deeper, and I fill it up with lettuce, with my salad, and I put my dressing in there. And then sometimes I will put whatever meat that I'm having. If I'm having fish, I will sit that piece of fish right on top of there, or I'll put it on the side, or I will just eat it by itself. This other picture right in here is with my, I have a picture in here with my soup that I made. I made just a pot of vegetable soup, a small pot, and everything fit in that bowl, and it was very satisfying. But find something that will work for you. You don't want to overeat. You want to eat enough, but you don't want to overeat. And what didn't fit in my little bowl, which was much smaller, was my lobsters that you'll see here in just a moment. They were great. Okay, by the way, I did not eat all 4 of them. I ate 2 lobster tails, and that was it. And also, don't get caught up on having anything perfect. Sometimes you want something that's different. Here I have turkey slices with melted cheese and pickle slices on top with mustard, and then I roll those up, and 3 of those will make a meal, and it's satisfying. I can have it with a small salad, or I can have it with some cut up veggies and eat it that way, and it makes a meal. Just enjoy yourself. Enjoy the process. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.